Hello Year 6, it's Miss Fulton here again to talk you through your weekly update, okay? Give you an update on what's going on for you guys in Year 6 and the planning that we're sending home. We hope you've had a really nice week this week and you've been able to get outside and get your daily exercise, whether it's your walk or bike ride, and that even though it's been a bit miserable, the weather, that you've been getting outside as much as possible and enjoying the nice weather that we've had. All right. Thank you, a big thank you to those of you who have been getting in touch with us and sending us pictures of what you've been doing. It's been really nice this week to see lots of pictures of the lockdown sats that you've been doing. We hope you really enjoyed them. We thought they were really cool and that you would enjoy doing that. We've had lots of parents get in touch with us with pictures of you guys doing them and pictures of your other work as well. So I've had some pictures of science mind maps sent to us and baking that people have been doing. So well done to those people that have been getting in touch. Please do send us things that you're doing at home. We want to see, we want to celebrate your work with you. We want to know what you're up to. We want to know that you're okay. So email us on Purple Mash. You can attach photos on Purple Mash, or a parent can send an email to the Parent Inquiries email, or you can post on Twitter and tag Acacia Sin. You can get an adult to do that for you if they've got a Twitter account. Okay, so please send us stuff and keep in touch. We want to know that you're okay. Right, talking about downloading things. So you can download the new planning off the website. On your class page, you'll have the new planning and all the resources that we've got for you to go along with that planning. So if you open up the planning documents, we've got English at the top. Oh, before that, at the very top, is all the important contact details. So like I said, if you want to get in touch, the Parent Inquiries email is on there. Okay, so you can use that to get in touch, and also the YouTube channel's on there, but you already know that because you're watching this video. So there we go. Underneath the contact details is the English planning. So it's really important you get the document to go with it because it's got some really useful resources to go to support the activities I'm going to talk about. Okay, so we've given you the next chapter to read that you can download as well. It's called A Figure in the Night. Okay, that's the next chapter of Macbeth. Right, we're getting fairly close to the end of the story now, so it's reaching its climax, getting more exciting, more things are happening. All right, so following the normal format, we want you to summarise that in a tweet when you've read it. Summaries are a great way of recapping the story. So if you can't remember what happened in a few chapters ago, you can go back to that summary and you can read that and remind yourself what's happened in the story. All right, then we want you to look at the vocabulary again. So go through that passage, that chapter, and highlight or circle vocabulary you don't understand, you want to explore, and really get to grips with it. So work out its definition using the internet, put it in a sentence, make sure you can use that word properly, okay? Then we've got two writing activities for you to do, all right? They're quite similar because they're both the same format, but they're very different, okay? We want you to write 2 letters, okay? Letter writing isn't something we've done in class. This is like a new challenge for you. You've probably done it in other year groups, so we do expect you to know something about it, but we haven't actually done it in Year 6. So this is going to be a new challenge for you. Now the 2 letters, even though they're both letters, they're going to be very different. The first one is going to be what we call an informal letter. All right? We want you to pretend that you are Con, our narrator character, and that you are going to write a letter home to your mum or your dad or a brother, sister, uncle, auntie, somebody that lives at home who's a family member to you, all right? And the reason we're calling it informal is because if you're writing to a family member or you're sending a message or whatever, you're going to talk in quite a chatty tone, okay? You're familiar with that person, you're friendly with that person. The way you speak to them is different. So think about the way that you speak to your friends at school and how you have conversations with them, and then how you would have a conversation with me or have a conversation with Mr. Litchfield or Mr. Webster. It's a different tone, okay? So the letters are going to be in the 2 different tones. The first one is your more informal, chatty one, your familiar person, okay? So we thought maybe we should do it in 2 different formats. So your informal letter to Con's family member, we want you to record that as like a video message or a voice clip, okay? So you could use a tablet or a laptop or computer or a phone to record that, okay? If you can't do that, if you don't have that technology available to you, or you have to share with a sibling, or you've got limited technology time at home, that's fine, Okay, maybe try and use your technology time for next week to do this short video clip, or you can just write it on paper or type it. Okay, that's fine. We just thought we'd make it a little bit more interesting and ask you to do a video clip or voice clip, and then you could send those to us and we could get to see your face and see what you've been up to, and you could really put some emotion behind it, pretending to be Con. Okay, so that's the first letter. The second letter is the opposite of informal. It's formal. Okay, it's going to be a formal letter. All right, we want you to write to Lord Macduff as Con and explain to him how bad the working conditions are in Macbeth's castle. Think about everything that you're going to say in the same way that you're writing the informal letter, and you're going to write home and say, oh my gosh, Mum and Dad, how crazy is it to work in Macbeth's castle? You won't believe everything that's happened, and tell them how bad it is and how sad you are and how nervous you are for what's going to happen next. You don't know. For the formal letter to Lord Macduff, you want his help. You want him to come and help. You're worried about Macbeth, and you want to explain how bad it's been for you as a servant to work there. Okay? So really get the tone right. It's 2 different tones, 2 different audiences. Okay? One audience is a family member, a friend. The other audience is an authority figure. Okay? Because Con's only a servant. Okay? And Lord Macduff is obviously a lord. All right? They wouldn't normally talk to each other. So he decides he's going to write a letter, and that's a really good way of communicating with somebody that you wouldn't get to meet normally. Okay, letter writing skills are really important. You're going to need these in life all the time, because you're going to be in jobs and things where you probably will need to write letters. Even if it's just to apply for a job, you need to write a letter. So to help you with those letter writing skills, we've put in the spag on the planning, there's a video link in there called How to Write a Formal Letter. And if you click on that, it will take you through to BBC Bitesize, where there are lots of resources that tell you things about how to write formal letters and informal letters, help you with the language, okay, and the structure. We've also put a success criteria onto the English document, so you can look at that and you can figure out how to structure your letters. Okay, so there's 2 letters there for you to do. Also in the spag, we've added a Grammarsaurus link. So if you want to have a little look at that, it's about the subjunctive form. Okay, something we haven't tackled in class yet, but something that is on the Year 6 curriculum that you do need to learn. So that's a video for you to watch as well. So you can get round to that one day. You could do that on a different day. And that's all the English, okay? So you can spread that out across the week. There's quite a lot to do there, okay? Moving on to maths, that's the next thing on the planning, is the maths. Don't forget you can do all of these activities in any order that you want, okay? You don't have to do English first then maths, you can do them in any order. But maths is next on the planning, so I'm working down on the planning. We want you to go to the White Rose website again, follow that link, scroll down to the pink banner that reads Summer Term Week 2, okay? That's where we're up to. Watch each video, download the activity and have a go, and then you can look at the answers and you can see where you're going wrong or if you got them all right. Sometimes it's really good to look at the answers. If you're really stuck on one, look at the answer and then think, oh, now I know the answer, can I figure out how to get to that answer? Okay? There were lots of misconceptions last week, so I was having lots of emails, which is great, of people saying, Miss, I can't do the maths, I don't have a protractor. If you'd watched the videos carefully, you would have noticed that you don't need a protractor to measure those angles, okay, because it was about finding missing angles in triangles. So if you watch the videos carefully, it explains how to find angles when it gives you a shape that is what we call not to scale, which means it's not the right shape, you couldn't measure it with a protractor, okay, and the different rules that go along with that. If you can't remember or you weren't very secure with that, go back to last week's videos, they're all on there still, and just refresh your memory on how to calculate angles in triangles, alright, because we're moving on this week to angles in quadrilaterals and things, alright. Also, there's lots of work on My Maths that's been assigned, okay, so myself and Mr. Sheldon and Mrs. Bradley Byrne have been putting lots of work on My Maths for you to have a go at whenever you like, alright. So if you're struggling with the White Rose Maths, it's maybe a bit too complicated, or the activities, the videos are fine, but the activities are a bit hard. If you go on My Maths, activities have been assigned to you that match the White Rose, okay? So you can have a go at those as well. Please get on there. Not a lot of people have been logging on to My Maths, So there are lots of activities stacking up that you can be doing on there that don't take very long, 10-15 minutes to do one activity on My Maths, okay? Let's look at topics. So the topic is the Mayans, okay? We started that last week, Magnificent Mayans. And we want you to do these topic things across a few days. You don't need to do them all in one day. There's quite a lot there to do, so you don't have to do it all in one day. We're focusing this week on Mayan temples and pyramids. So there's a document on the school website called Topic Mayan Temples, and that's got some resources in there that will help you with these activities. The first thing we want you to do is follow the links on the planning to research Mayan temples and pyramids. Some of you might have come across some of these last week when you were doing your own research, which is great, which means you're already ahead. We want you to look at some different pictures of the temples, find out some facts about how they were made. So there's a BBC Bite-sized link with lots of clips about the Mayans. There's a web page of pyramid facts, and there's also a YouTube video of images of different Mayan temples, like the ruins, okay? We want you to imagine how they looked when they were newly built, okay? Because all we've got to look at now are ruins that have been weathered away and, you know, with time and weather have really worn away. We want you to think about what they might have looked when they were brand new. And that leads you on to activity 2, which is to design and build your own version of a Mayan temple or pyramid. All right. In the document, the topic document that I've attached, there are some photos of Lego temples that last year's Year 6 made. So that's just give you a bit of an idea of what we're looking for. And good for you, you can choose how you would like to construct this. So if you've got Lego at home, want to use Lego, you can use Lego. You could use building blocks, you could use any other materials you have, so you could use cardboard, paper, recycled materials like plastic bottles, toilet roll tubes, cereal boxes. You could use paint, you could draw it, you could use a computer program to construct it. Anything that you do, please send us pictures, please send us links to things that you've done. We would love to see them, we'd love to see what you're creating at home. So that's the topic. In science, we're still doing animals including humans. You started last week by doing your mind map. So this week we're looking at how the heart works and the circulatory system. So we've put 2 video links for you to watch with science. The first one is the most important. It's got a lot of information on there. You might want to watch it a couple of times because there are a couple of activities. The first activity to do is a vocabulary activity. So we want you to make your own science glossary, your little science dictionary, all right? Because when we're doing science, it's so important that we're getting the grammar, the vocabulary correct, okay? So we're using the correct scientific terminology to explain how things work, all right? So when you're watching that video, we want you to make notes on some of the scientific vocabulary that you're hearing, all right? And just a tip, if you watch the YouTube video with subtitles on, you can pause it and you can get the correct spellings, okay? So first thing is to create your own science glossary. Get the terminology and get the definitions, okay? So the video will explain some of the terminology, but some of it won't. So you'll need to note down the words and then maybe use a dictionary or go online and make some definitions, okay? Then the second activity, once you're confident and you've watched that video a couple of times, you think you know what you're doing, go on to Purple Mash and there is a to-do that's been assigned called Circulatory System. And on there, you need to add the labels to a diagram of the heart, okay? Please have a go at that, all right? And hopefully, if you've watched the video a few times, you'll be able to do that 100%. All right, the second video link is to further clips on BBC Bitesize that you might find interesting that would help you with that. We've also put some music on there this week. So Mrs. Iabri has sent us some links to things that she wants you to look at for music. So this week she wants you to focus on duration, tempo and Beethoven. So there's a link to BBC Bitesize and the webpage will give you 2 videos and 3 activities that you can do throughout the week. So you can space those out as much as you like. At the bottom of the planning document, we've just got some other things that we like to do. So make sure you're getting exercise, doing some PE, reading. You should be doing a couple of your reading comprehensions every week and reading for pleasure, of course. If you're running out of books, you can log on to Manchester Library's webpage. And if you've got your library card, you can log in, create an account, and you can download books to read online. If you haven't got your library card, you can't find it or you don't have one, you can create a temporary library card on the website and you can still use it as normal, okay? Next week is also supposed to be Walk to School Week. So even though we're not in school and we can't celebrate that whole Walk to School Week, we'd like you to create a poster or a video or write a speech that will encourage people to walk to school when we can finally reopen schools again. Think about the environment and what are the benefits of walking to school versus going in a car, okay? It's also Outdoor Classroom Day on Thursday the 21st of March. So on Thursday, try and spend as much time outside doing your learning as possible, because it would have been Outdoor Classroom Day and we would have been taking you outside as much as possible. So exercise, play games, you could look for mini beasts, you could draw flowers, watch the clouds, things like that. Keep an eye on the school YouTube channel. There are lots of interesting videos going up. So Mr. Litchfield did an assembly video last week that you can watch if you've not watched that. And most important of all, keep in touch, stay safe and stay healthy. Have a great week. It's lovely to be able to talk to you, and please, like I said, stay in touch. Bye, Year 6.